In this short video, we will explain the use of the new Spark technology in taking a titration curve. This is a Spark unit, and to turn it on, the power button's on the bottom, and you just need to hold in the power button until the screen turns light, and then you can let go. And then it starts loading its software, and it takes a little while for the software to load once you turn it on, but not too long. And the Spark unit will be used with a burette, and the general setup of the burette is like this. You've got the burette held with a clamp above a drop counter, and this black object here is the drop counter. And there's a rectangular hole in the drop counter, and the burette should be set so that the tip of the burette is right above the hole in the drop counter. The drop counter is immediately above a 250 milliliter beaker, which is resting on a stir plate. And this is what the general setup is like. A special clamp is used to hold the drop counter onto the ring stand. Once the Spark unit has loaded its software, you plug in the two probes. There's a pH probe, which gets plugged into the right hole in the top, and then there's the cord for the drop counter. It gets plugged into the top left. And as soon as they plug in, the instrument recognizes what they are and changes the screen. While you're calibrating the drop counter, what you'll be doing is turning the valve on the burette so that the drops come out of the burette sequentially, but not in a stream, because a stream will cause you problems. And there's a light that goes on, so we'll start it dropping. So we'll get about a drop every second or every 2 seconds. You want to make sure you don't get a stream. And notice that on the drop counter there is a light that flashes every time a drop goes through that hole. And so the instrument counts the number of drops going through the hole, and if that light stays on, that means you have a stream, and the instrument thinks that it's a single drop. Another thing we'll be introducing is the use of a stir bar. This stir plate has a magnet inside it, and there's a white stir bar that goes inside the solution. And when you turn on the stir dial, the magnet actually turns in there so that your solution will be constantly stirred without your having to stir it by hand. And so that will be on during the titration. You don't want to turn that on too high, just enough to mix up the solution, not enough to actually create a whirlpool.